Tension as court takes fresh action over Tinubu's swearing in after failing to secure 25% votes in FCT. Do welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to this channel. Now we're going to the news details. Please listen carefully till the end. The Federal High Court in Abuja has announced a new date for the continuation of a lawsuit amid at preventing the swearing-in of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the President of Nigeria. This legal action centers around the controversy surrounding the allocation of 25% of votes in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). During Monday's proceedings, the court stipulated that the plaintiffs must provide satisfactory answers to three critical questions posed by their lawyers before the case can proceed further. The lawsuit was initially filed by Mr. Anyangbon Okoye, Mr. David Adza, Mr. Jeffrey Uche, Mr. Osang Paul, and Mr. Shubreke Nwachukwu, who identified themselves as registered voters of the FCT Abuja. In the plaintiffs, no state in Nigeria can be considered the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) for any purpose. In the presidential election held on February 25, a candidate must obtain at least 25% of the votes cast in the FCT Abuja to be declared the elected president of Nigeria. A candidate cannot be sworn in as the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria without securing 25% of the votes in the FCT. The term of office of the incumbent president, Muhammadu Buhari, continues until a successor is determined and sworn in. Following the February 25 presidential election, any declaration or issuance of a certificate of return to a candidate in the presidential election should be set aside or suspended, unless it is judicially determined that the candidate fulfilled the conditions stated in the Constitution. The lawsuit names the Attorney General of the Federation and the Chief Justice of Nigeria (CJN) as the first and second defendants respectively. However, during Monday's hearing presided over by Justice Inyang Ekwo, the plaintiff's lawyer, Mr. Chuks Nwachukwu, was informed that the case had been adjourned until May 18. Time to address this adjournment will allow the lawyer sufficient time to address certain questions pertaining to local standing, right to appear in court, jurisdiction, and whether the case is already before the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. Justice Ekwo emphasized the importance of resolving these preliminary matters before the court can proceed, ensuring a fair and just processes. As the new date approaches, all eyes will be on the Federal High Court in Abuja as the legal battle continues, bringing forth questions about the interpretation of constitutional provisions and their impacts on the presidential election results. The Federal High Court in Abuja is now having tension in the courts based on the fact that fresh actions over Tinubu swearing in will not hold. people are actually clamoring that Tinubu should not be sworn in based on the fact that he did not win 25% vote cast in the FCT. And this was what actually gave 5 residents of the FCT the energy, the inspiration to go to the courts to file a lawsuit that the court needs to explain to everyone what this allocation of 25% of vote in Abuja simply means, because there are a lot of controversy surrounding it. And if that is not addressed, the president-elect needs not to be sworn in because he was declared the winner against the electoral process, against the election procedures. And those 5 petitioners, lawsuiters, are actually a registered voters. They are not of any party, and they even went to federal high courts, not even tribunal that have the power over presidential election. But the main thing they just want the court to do is the court should explain that a candidate that cannot be sworn in as president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria without securing 25% of the votes in the FCT. So why did they declare Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he did not have that 25% vote cast in FCT? Now that is their issue now. But they are standing on a procedure that is wrong. And also, this is a gross issue, gross crime against election processes. And also, the Justice Equo also gave them that they should the court has been postponed, and when they are coming back, they should be able to answer some questions pertaining to their lawsuits. So if they can't provide answers, then the court's issue the lawsuits will be cancelled. We have come to the end of the news. What's your view concerning this? Please share your comments in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and the bell for more updates. Thank you.